Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to do a quick and helpful review of some important grammar. Let's get right into it.
So, this is all about the grammar you've already studied in Unit 2 of your coursebook. Think of it as a great way to jog your memory and get you feeling way more confident with these rules.
All right, so we've got four main things to cover. We'll kick things off with words that describe, then we'll jump into using pronouns correctly. After that, we'll see how to put words together, and we'll finish up by making some complete sentences. Ready? Let's go. First up, adjectives. You know, all those super useful words we use to describe people, places, and things.
You know, a really cool trick for forming adjectives is by just adding a little ending or a suffix to a root word. Just look at this. The word help becomes helpful, and skill turns into skilled. If you see endings like these, it's a great clue that you're probably looking at an adjective. So, how do we actually use them in a sentence? Well, it's actually super simple. You start with your subject, then you pop in the right form of the verb to be, so that's am, is, or are, and then you just add your adjective, like she is friendly or they are polite. Easy, right?
And what if you want to make it negative? Well, that's even easier. All you do is add one tiny word, not. It goes right after the verb to be. So, he is rude becomes he is not rude. And of course, you can use the shorter forms isn't and aren't.
All right, now it's your turn to give it a shot. Have a look at this sentence. My best friend is polite. How would you change that to make it negative? Go ahead and pause the explainer, say the answer out loud, and then hit play when you think you've got it. Ready for the answer? It's, my best friend is not polite. Or you could say, my best friend isn't polite. If you got that right, awesome job. Okay, so we've got adjectives down. Next up, let's talk about pronouns. Seriously, getting these right is absolutely key to sounding natural when you speak. This table right here is your best friend for pronouns. We've got three main types. Subject pronouns like I or we are the ones doing the action. Possessive adjectives like my or are show that something belongs to someone. And object pronouns like me or us are on the receiving end of the action. Okay, let's tackle a really common mix-up. There versus there. It's easy to get them confused. Just remember, there has that little apostrophe, which is a clue that it's short for they are. But there is all about possession. It shows ownership, like in the sentence, this is their hospital. Okay, time for another quick challenge. Look at the sentence on your screen. Which word is the right one here? There or there? The patients are polite to nurses. Pause now, pick your answer, and press play when you're ready. And the right answer is there. The patients are polite to their nurses. We use the possessive there because we're talking about the nurses that belong to the patients. Great job if you got that one. All right, so we've handled single words. Now let's start putting them together into what we call noun phrases. These are just small groups of words that act like a single noun. Basically, there are two main ways we can build these. You can put an adjective before a noun, like in a skilled worker. See, skilled is describing the worker. Or, and this is pretty cool, you can use a noun to describe another noun, like a hospital doctor. Here, the word hospital tells us what kind of doctor it is. So let's dig into that first type, adjective plus noun. The big rule to remember here is that the article, you know, a, an, or the, always goes at the very beginning. It comes before the adjective. That's why we say an interesting discussion. Now for the second type, where we have a noun plus another noun. Just notice how that first noun is basically doing the job of an adjective. It's telling us what kind of thing the second noun is. A plastic surgeon is a specific type of surgeon. An emergency doctor is a specific type of doctor. Simple, right? All right, we're on the home stretch now. This is our last section. We've got all our building blocks, adjectives, pronouns, noun phrases. Now it's time to put it all together and build some solid, complete sentences. So, at its heart, every sentence needs two things, a subject and a verb. For example, he works. But he works is a bit boring, right? To make it better, we add extra information at the end, like in a hospital. And voila, you get a full sentence. He works in a hospital. And look at this. This is where everything we've talked about connects. That extra information can be one of those noun phrases we just practiced, like a skilled worker. It could be a preposition with a noun, like in a hospital, or it could just be another noun, like physiotherapists. It all fits together. So what's the big takeaway here? It's actually pretty simple. Good sentences aren't magic. They just start with the right words and follow a few simple rules, just like the ones we've reviewed today.
So, was this review helpful? I really hope so. If it was, and you'd like to see more explainers like this one, make sure you subscribe to our channel and ring that little bell icon. That way you won't miss a thing. Thanks for watching.